Hey, what's going on everyone, Vasco here, and the Italian Grand Prix at Monza is one of my favorite races of the year every single year. But what does it take to win it? Let's find out. So knowing the Monza track, you know that the track is basically a lot of big straights and a lot of fast corners combined to make one of the fastest circuits Formula 1 has ever seen. And this is why winning at Monza is actually very different to winning any other race of the season, and this is why teams that have a very special tricky car, just like Ferrari in 2019, could win Monza and couldn't win any race that was aero dependent. Okay, so you are a Formula 1 team that wants to win at Monza? Well, just watch this video because there are only 3 requirements to make a car that can win at Monza. Well, requirement number 1 is that your car needs to have a good engine. You need to have the best power unit on the grid, and you can see that for the last couple of years, the manufacturer that has the best power unit on the grid, with the exception maybe of last year where Pierre Gasly won, every single other year you can see that Mercedes and Ferrari have won when they had the best power unit. So this basically means that you need the best engine on the grid in order to win Monza, because this is a track where top speed and especially in qualifying matters a lot, and in the race you need that engine to be at full blast in order for cars that are coming with DRS behind you not being able to overtake you. So that's requirement number 1 and maybe the most obvious out of the way, so let's go to requirement number 2. So the second thing that you need to win at Monza is actually an aero efficient car. So this goes hand in hand with the engine, and you can have the best engine on the grid and still not win Monza if your car is not slippery. And one of the ways that teams use to make the cars as slippery as possible is to make their wings as small as possible. So if you look at the cars in Monza and the cars in Singapore, which are two polar opposite tracks, or Monaco, you can see that the wing in Monza is so skinny that you can barely see the advertisement in Monza, whilst in Singapore is very clear what the advertisement is on the rear wing. This is because in Monza the top speed is crucial, and the bigger your rear wing is, the more downforce you generate, but also the more drag you generate. And in Monza it's much more important for the car to be slippery in the straights than to generate a lot of downforce. And this is a balance that teams try to achieve, but even if you have the best power unit on the grid, if your car is not slippery and has not got an effective aerodynamic that can generate the right amount of downforce for the corners and then be slippery during the straight with a smaller rear wing possible, then you will never win this race, because you will just be overtaken on the straight by everyone with DRS or even with just a slipstream. And what Ferrari achieved in 2019 was a car that was actually very aerodynamically efficient in this situation, because they had the best power unit and they had the car that was just very slippery in the straight and that could generate the right amount of downforce, which for Monza is not a lot. And this is why Ferrari could win at Monza in 2019, even though their car wasn't so good in the other tracks, because their car could be set up in order to generate just the right amount of downforce to make the corners fast enough, but then on the straights they had the best power unit and the most slippery car, so they could gain a big advantage over their rivals in this aspect. Okay, and the third requirement is that you need to be very good on your tires, especially the rear tires, because Monza is a track that's actually very much traction dependent. So you have all of those big straights, so you need to put the power down when you get out of the corner and be as fast as possible. And if your tires are not in perfect condition, you will not get all of that traction that you need when you exit the corner, and you will not be able to make the corner with the right line to get the power down as early as possible. So the front tires need to be good in order for you to make the corner with the best trajectory, but the rears need to be there to give you the most traction, because a bad traction at Monza can mean the difference between 5 to 10 kilometers per hour during the straight, which can mean that you are overtaken by a lot of cars when you get down to the end of that big front straight. So this is why it's crucial to have a car that's not only effective and has a good engine, but that's also kind to its tires, even in a low downforce spec. And with a low downforce spec, the cars tend to slide around a little bit more, because the cars aren't so planted as they are with those big rear wings. So the car needs to be naturally very good on the tires, and this includes the suspension, the way the traction is given, and the aerodynamics. And you also need a driver that doesn't kill their tires in the first couple of laps. And now for the fourth bonus requirement, you actually need to have a very good driver, because if you look at a track like Monza with just a lot of straights and fast corners, it's easy to think that the driver's job is really easy because they only need to put the power down at the right moment at the right time. But Monza is actually one of the tracks where you can see the quality of your driver very well, because if you have a driver that cannot put the power down exactly in the right amount and make some wheel spin or destroys the tires, or makes the corners with a slightly wrong line, you have a long straight after each corner. And what this means is that if the corner is not made in the right line and perfectly, the next straight will be completely sacrificed. And especially in qualifying, this is crucial, because if you do not reach the maximum top speed of your car in every single occasion, then you will be at the back of the grid. And conversely, during the race, if you do not get that traction right and you do not plant that car at the end of each corner, you will just be overtaken by cars in your slipstream every single time. So for any teams watching, don't forget these 4 requirements. You need a good power unit, a slippery car that's good on the tires, and you need a great driver. So remember this if you want to win Monza, and I'm releasing this video just before the race so that teams cannot use this to make any setup changes. So let me know in the comments down below if I missed any requirement that you think is necessary to win at Monza, and let me know if you want to see more videos like this where I break down a quirky track and let you know what the requirements to win it are. So this has been it for this video, and if you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot, and let me know in the comments what you thought of this video. And if you enjoyed my opinions on Monza, well, why not watch my video where I break down the changes that I think must be made at Spa in order to make it safer. So this has been it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!